Hi there, everybody. It's me, Shane, again. Just to give you all an update, it's been about 3 weeks since I last did an update when Sarah just started her chemotherapy. And so a lot has gone on since then. And yeah, I'm going to update y'all today. First off, I just want to say thank you guys. God has worked so magnificently through you. I want you to know that. He has definitely lifted up this family through your prayers. All of you that have helped in any way, shape, or form by watching Ollie. Again, though, but the prayer I know because I can just feel God's presence during these times right now. It's like just this peace that's over us, no matter the circumstance, or we've gone through a few tense moments, to say the least, but I can just feel that God is with us and that He's protecting us and He's protecting Sarah and that He's working in our lives through this event in really magnificent ways, many of which we probably won't even realize until it's all over. But you all have been a huge part of all of that. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Couldn't have done it without you. And I truly mean that. So, again, last time I talked with you all and left an update was about 3 weeks ago. Sarah just started. I think I was either through the first week of chemo with her, and or she was through the first week of chemo. And again, she was really tired. A lot of nausea going on with that, but no hair loss or anything like that. This is a benign chemo called methotrexate, so it doesn't have those same symptoms. So at the end of the first week, what they do at the end of every single week, first they have a week of chemo. They'll check on Friday the HCG levels, which are the hormone levels that they check to make sure that either the cancer is dying, so the levels are going down if that happens, or if they're going up, that means the cancer's still growing despite the treatment. So they want to monitor that every single week. So Friday, they monitor the levels, and they had actually gone up. And that was a week that she went through 5 days of chemo. So they had gone up from when they last checked them before the chemo started. So the doctors didn't seem to be really concerned about it, though. They said that oftentimes when somebody starts chemo, the levels will still go up to start. And then the next week they'll rebound significantly and everything's back to normal and everything's working as planned. So we didn't think too much of it. So the next week after the first week of chemo was an off week. That means that she doesn't do any chemo that week, and she kind of had a chance to recover and get better and feel better. So she, each day, she would get a little more energy, feel a little less nauseous, feel a little bit more spunk and a little bit more life. And at the end of that week, they check every single Friday the HCG level. So they check those levels again on Friday. And we had gone in there and we went into the office with the physician's assistant, because on those weeks we actually have a consultation with the doctor or with the physician's assistant for the doctor of oncology there to discuss the roadmap, where we are, kind of check status and everything, and adjust course if need be. So we went into that appointment to meet with the physician's assistant, and the conversation started by saying, we don't have the levels back yet. We're still waiting for those to come through, but everything else looks normal, all of that. And then she started talking about if the levels come back and they are still going up and have not been affected by the chemotherapy, then we're going to have to change the treatment to a much more challenging and substantial regimen to get rid of the cancer. So then she went on to explain that what that looks like is Sarah would have to be admitted to the hospital for 2 days if that was the case, because the chemotherapy and the combination of chemotherapies and drugs that they're going to administer for that procedure, for that treatment regimen, was so much more intense that they actually have to have her inpatient in the hospital for 2 days. So every time she would get chemo, she'd have to be in the hospital if that was the regimen. That is a lot more intense. She would lose her hair. A lot of other side effects would occur with that aren't occurring with this methotrexate that she's on now. So obviously she started sharing that with us, and both of us were pretty speechless, very scared. I know I was. And you just start, kind of your thoughts go crazy in that moment when you're in the office. You don't really know what the future holds, and we're both sitting in there, and she leaves the room to go and see if the levels came back, the tests, and we're just waiting. It's only a few minutes, but it seemed like eternity, honestly. I'm looking at National Geographics and Country Living magazines, which I'd never even look at, ever. And Sarah, I think we were both just praying praying that these levels are going to come back, because we didn't want to have to take this further if we don't have to with everything that's been going on. So as we're both sitting there, we all of a sudden hear this like cheering out in the hall, right? With this woman's voice loud, like a woo, you know. And the doorknob turns, she walks in, and sure enough, she said that her levels had gone down from 30,000 all the way down to 5,000, so a sixth of what they actually were. So thankfully, that week after chemo, the chemo was actually able to fully secrete and take effect in Sarah's body and start killing the cancer to its full potential. It just doesn't happen the first week. It actually takes 72 hours from a treatment of chemo for it to actually excrete into the body. So, or fully secrete or excrete. So that's what happened. Levels went down to 5,000. We're celebrating, obviously, that victory, and I have no doubt that your prayers, as well as the diet and everything that we've been doing, has helped to contribute to that in addition to the chemo. Especially because Sarah, I think, would be a lot more nauseous and a lot more tired if she wasn't eating the kind of nutrition that she was eating. So that's a huge, huge part of her body's immune system functioning optimally to help to kill the cancer. Because right now, with chemotherapy, the body is actually fighting the chemotherapy, it's fighting the cancer, so it's double exhausted. That's why it's so taxing on the body. So it's vital that she has the proper nutrition to keep her body in the best condition possible while it's being bombarded, basically, to kill this cancer. So that's been huge and vital, I'm sure. I've no doubt about that. And so she just actually finished up her second week of chemo, which again was the kind of same symptoms. The way it worked is she got through that off week, and about Friday, Saturday, Sunday, she was like back to normal, and then she had to start chemo again, which I'm sure is, like a roller coaster ride of emotions, because I can't imagine, she's feeling really good now, and then she's got to go back to feeling bad, and then, it's like this up and down thing, and I just feel I felt so bad for her at times, but, God's given her strength. She's an amazing woman, seriously, and she's walking through this like a champ. So, end of the second week of chemo was last week. Right now it is Tuesday. We're on an off week for her, so she's starting to feel better. And last week, at the end of the week on Friday, they took her HCG levels again, and another victory. She's back down from 5,000 now to 1,100. So continuously and consistently going down. And what we're waiting for, the place that we want to get to, is where the levels are at 10. Instead of 1,100, they need to be at 10. And once they get to 10, then she needs to undergo 2 more weeks of chemo, meaning basically a month of treatment. Week on of chemo, week off, week on, week off. And she should be done. So we're praying that she's going to be done with this after this next round of chemo, that it'll take her down that far. I really hope that that's the case. And I know that you all do too. And man, still don't have a job, not yet. Filed for unemployment, waiting for that to come through, and also starting to try to build my business. So if you know anybody out there, anyone that needs help with their digital marketing, AdWords, pay-per-click, search engine optimization, website stuff, then you can send them my way. I'm good, I promise. I really am humble, but I would love to help them. I'd love to help them get more leads, clients, whatever that looks like. I don't want to make this video about that, but again, finally, I just want to close with thanking all of you so much. I mean, we had a significant amount of donations come through to help with Sarah's food, and that's just so huge, because I couldn't have done it myself. So thank you all so much for those donations. For those of you that have prayed for us and continuously prayed for us, I want you to know that I have been able to feel that we are covered this entire time. There's just this peace that I think is in all of us, despite our circumstances and despite what's going on right now. There's just this peace that we have in our hearts to know that everything is going to be okay and that God has us. And you're a big part of that. All of you have been praying for us and have been holding us up and lifting us up and doing everything, helping with Ollie and little things like helping clean our house. But those things are so huge, guys. I can't tell you how much help it is to have like meals prepped for us, that kind of thing. So thank you again for all of your help with all of that and the prayer. And we're just going to keep supporting Sarah, keep walking alongside her, and we're going to beat this thing. And you all are part of that. So again, thank you. We love you all. And a couple other things that I want to make sure that I mention in here. I have been lackadaisical in doing these updates. I've been really busy, whirlwind of things going on, but still I want to make sure that I'm more consistent in updating you guys. So I will be doing that. Sorry about that. Secondly, if Sarah does not return your text message or your phone call right away, just be patient. Right now, she's getting a lot of them coming in because everybody, all of you are so concerned and so wanting to help and so wanting to be there for her that her phone is just, getting a lot of text messages per day and she just can't keep up with them, especially on the day she has chemo. She pretty much sleeps the whole day after she's done. So I should probably take her phone and respond to all of you, but I'm kind of overloaded doing a lot of stuff too. So we'll do the best that we can to try and keep up with responding to that stuff and keeping you guys in the loop. And don't give up, though. Don't not check on us. It's really awesome to know that people are caring for us and praying for us. And I know for Sarah, it's a big deal to just have people sending messages, not always just checking on how she is, but scripture, encouragement, just saying, hey, I'm thinking about you and praying for you. Those kinds of things that she doesn't have to respond to makes her not stress that much. Sometimes, I think in certain circumstances, not to say that your questions and things and you're checking on her is stressful for her. I don't believe it is, but I think that sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. So just the words of encouragement also are so wonderful for her. She loves that. So do I. And you guys have just sent so much through to encourage us and lift us up. So again, I probably look a little weary. I'm tired. It's about 8:40 right now at night, and I'm making this video for you. So, but anyway, thank you. We love you, and praise the Lord that we have all of you. Good night.